Now to a segment we're calling Center of Attention, stories that deserve to be brought to light. And doctors will tell you that medicine has come a long way, even compared to a generation ago.
But there are some conditions that baffle even today's best doctors. News Nation reporter Bob Buckley introduces us to a North Carolina family whose daughter's memory resets every single night.
Cucumber's doing,
That's Chris. This is Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Getting to know Caitlin Little
Well, hello there.
Hey, how is everyone?
Hey.
Is a never-ending quest.
Caitlin, this is Bob Buckley.
How are you?
He's been doing stories on you.
My photographer, Chris Weaver, and I have met Caitlin at least 24 times. Yet, every time, we're new to her.
Oh.
Just like rediscovering that chair
I've never had a rocking chair before.
that the family has had
Oh, and it's my size, too.
for years.
Would you look at that?
Caitlin can't remember what happened 3 minutes ago.
You were talking to Chris explaining why you put rosemary on the
And
back
her mother
of your
can't forget what happened 3 years ago.
Thursday, 5 p.m., October 12th, 2017. Pretty easy to remember.
Caitlin was running sprints that day here at Southeast Guilford High School, where she was a star on the track and cross country teams even as a freshman. Well, a couple of her teammates were goofing around. A boy shoves a girl who stumbles and hits Caitlin right in the temple. Caitlin didn't black out, but she obviously had a concussion. Just let her rest, everyone said. She'll be fine in a few weeks.
I was a coach, I coached football. I saw kids with concussions. I saw what happened to them, and I saw how they recovered. But with her, there was no recovery coming.
Not only was no recovery coming, she developed a form of amnesia in which her brain resets every night as she sleeps. So her father has to wake her up, telling her what day it is, what happened, and why she can't remember. Caitlin wakes up every morning thinking it's Friday, October 13th, 2017.
I'm always afraid that she's going to jump out of bed and tell me it's wrong and it can't be, and why am I lying to her? So I'm always very hesitant every day when I do it. But it's my job. I have to tell her.
Is it a heartbreak every day you do it?
Every time.
With Caitlin's form of amnesia, she has relatively normal memory from before the accident, but nothing since. They went to the best hospitals in the Southeast, where the neurologists all seemed to shrug and tell them that they had no idea why Caitlin wasn't getting better. One even told them,
Caitlin just doesn't want to remember.
She told us to drop her back off at high school and
Right.
she would figure it
Just
out.
throw her back in.
It was definitely a case that was right up our alley, so to speak.
Michael Trayford is the one doctor who examined Caitlin and was willing to talk to us. He says the problem is that much of her brain is simply dormant.
She has tremendous deficits in alpha brainwave activity. Alpha brainwaves are what help us corral our attention, our focus, and if we don't have attention and focus, we can't learn effectively. So you can learn things, but they're not going to stick around very long.
Now, nearly 3 years since the accident,
All of that for nothing.
nothing has worked to bring Caitlin's memory back. Do you feel like you're going to get back to normal?
I don't know.
And the realization is beginning to set in that this may be as good as it gets.
For everybody else, they get to graduate, get the car, go to prom and remember it. And I want her to experience that stuff.
Those dreams now seem to all be forgotten.
The thought that this may be life, this might be it, is inconceivable. I'm scared. I never in my wildest dreams did I think letting my child run would cost her pretty much her life, and that's what it has done. She doesn't have a future.
So the Littles just recently discovered Caitlin has Lyme disease. They don't know when she got it, but they think it does have something to do, at least, with her condition. She is getting treatment for that, and they're cautiously hoping, at least, for the best. Now, the reporter who's been following this story, Bob Buckley, joins us right now. Bob, it would be one thing to get a diagnosis, at least, even without a treatment, but to have nothing here is so frustrating. What's the family trying?
Well, that's what's frustrated this family, is everyone gives them this collective shrug. Right now, this week, they started some stem cell therapy that is using Caitlin's own stem cells to target the inflammation in her body and begin to heal that. They have to heal that first before they can do other things, and they are cautiously optimistic about that.
What is her day-to-day life like, Bob? I mean, is she going to school? I'm guessing not, because she forgets anything she would learn that day.
she's going to school because they feel that that part of the routine is important, and the school has worked with them tremendously to make sure that she is going to graduate this summer, believe it or not, because she was so far ahead in her academics that she can do that. But you're right, she's not learning anything new. Meanwhile, then, this has all destroyed the family's finances, of course. The parents can't work as much as they used to and would like to, and insurance doesn't cover any of these therapies they're trying because the Western medicine basically said, we don't have anything for you. So everything is considered experimental. They do have a GoFundMe under the name Making Memories for Caitlin, and that's helping a little, but there's just so many expenses that it's just been really tough on them.
So what's next for them, Bob?
Well, the stem cell therapy is it for right now. That and the fact that they're working on a doctor from Raleigh who had recovered from Lyme disease himself with better nutrition and herbal remedies. They're hoping that that will work to some degree. Her digestive system hasn't really been working for 6 months to a year, and so she's not getting nutrition. Her brain, they feel, can't do anything if it doesn't have the proper nutrition and this inflammation they're dealing with. So if they can get the inflammation down, her nutrition fixed, they think, at least hope, they might be able to repair the brain.
Well, we all hope as well. Bob Buckley, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for bringing us that story.